أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. How are you, everyone? Today, inshallah, we are doing lesson 17 of our series. And in lesson 17, today is like a big day for us, because now, inshallah, we are going to learn about sentences in Arabic. In last 16 lessons, our main focus was on ism. Ism, we learned about ism, which is the one type of words in Arabic. And today we are going to learn something about sentences in Arabic, and especially one type, which is Jumlah Ismiyah. But before we start learning Jumlah Ismiyah, I would like you to just have a review of last 16 lessons. Like what did we learn in last 16 lessons? You remember in lesson 1 we learned 3 types of words: ism, fail, and harf. And you know, ism ism is name of a person, place, and thing, adjective, adverb, and more. And fail is what? Which type of word in Arabic? Fail is a word that tells us an action happening in a particular time. Like there is a mention of action and time. And harf is a word that doesn't make sense on its own. It to make sense, it needs another word. So in lesson 1 we did this thing. Like we learned 3 types of words, and then we focus mainly on ism. And from lesson 2 through 8, we focused on ism studies and learned 4 properties of ism, and which are status, number, gender, type. And then we learned about we went into details of status. We learned what are the 3 types of status, and then how to tell the status of an ism, then light versus heavy ism, and flexibility, then number, gender. So in lesson after learning all these 4 properties of an ism, in lesson 8, then we started learning combination of ism with other words. Like we started learning fragments. So in lesson 9 through 16, we learned fragment of idafa. And you know, fragment of idafa is a combination of 2 ism. One is mudaf, the owned ism, and mudaf ilayh is the owner or the possessor. And fragment of mausuf sifa, again a combination of 2 ism, in which one ism is the mausuf, one ism is described, and other isms are the describer. They describe something about the mausuf. And then we learn a pointer fragment, in which there's a pointer ism followed by an ism with al. Again a combination of 2 ism. And we also learned 2 fragments composed of harf and ism. One is the harf of jar fragment, harf jar and ism majroor, jar majroor fragment. And this and we also learned harf of nasb fragment. So these are the things that we already learned, alhamdulillah. One thing is important, that we learned these fragments, but these fragments are not sentences. A fragment is more than a word, like it's a combination of word, but less than a sentence. A fragment does not make complete sense. But when words and fragments combine together, they make complete sense, complete sentences. So now, alhamdulillah, we are starting to learning about sentences in Arabic, and particularly about Jumlah Ismiyah. Okay, overall, there are two main types of sentences in Arabic. One is Jumlah Ismiyah, and the other one is Jumlah Fi'liyah. Jumlah Ismiyah, as the name suggests, like a sentence that is based on an ism, is Jumlah Ismiyah. Okay, so or in other words, you can say a sentence beginning with an ism is a Jumlah Ismiyah. There are some exception to it, but usually if a sentence begins with an ism, it is Jumlah Ismiyah. And if a sentence begins with a fail, a sentence beginning with a fail is always a Jumlah Fi'liyah. So if you see a sentence and there is a fail in the beginning, then it is 100% it's a Jumlah Fi'liyah. There is no exception. Or like simply you can say that a Jumlah based on a fail is Jumlah Fi'liyah. So these are the definitions. And then we focus on Jumlah Ismiyah because that's our topic, that's our subject today. So Jumlah Ismiyah, because we in last 16 lessons we learned about ism. So we basically did ism studies. So in today's lesson and inshallah in next few lessons we will be learning about Jumlah Ismiyah. So the definition of Jumlah Ismiyah is, again the same. If a sentence begins with an ism, it is usually a Jumlah Ismiyah. Or simply you can say that a Jumlah based on an ism. Or if you go in slight detail, a sentence which begins with an ism in Rafa status, like the ism that comes in Jumlah Ismiyah in the beginning, is mostly in Rafa status. Another type of Jumlah Ismiyah can start with harf of nasb. So now you can see that there are some exceptions that if a Jumlah Ismiyah is starting with a Jumlah is beginning with a harf of nasb, and then obviously after harf of nasb the ism of inna or ism of anna would come. So that ism of anna or inna and harf of nasb becomes the Jumlah Ismiyah mubtada, or becomes the ism. Okay, so just to keep in mind, if a sentence is beginning with an ism which is Rafa status, or a sentence is beginning with harf of nasb, then it's a Jumlah Ismiyah. Okay, now let's see a few examples of Jumlah Ismiyah. Okay, Hadha Baytun, this is a house. Then Huwa Talibun, he is a student. Antum Muslimuna, Alhamdulillahi, Ar-Rajulu fil Bayti, Al-Kitabu Tahta al-Maktabi. And then we have Muhammadur Rasulullahi. And then we have an example of harf of nasb Jumlah. Inna aksarahum ghafilun. So these are all examples of Jumlah Ismiyah. And now you can write your answers in the chat window. Let me open the chat window, like just to make this interactive. Yes, look at these sentences and see how they are formed. Like haza, you know haza is what? Haza is ism ishara. So this is ism. So the sentence is beginning with ism. And haza is ism ishara. And which type of ism? Flexible or non-flexible or fixed? Yes, this is fixed. This is fixed. So in its form, it can be rafa, nasab, or jar. Right? As is, it can be rafa, nasab, or jar. If it can be rafa, then and a sentence, a Jumlah Ismiyah starts with an ism in rafa status, then yes, it's a, if it can be rafa, then it is rafa. Okay, and then you see, so this is this sentence is starting with hadha, and then another ism, which is telling us about the first word, right? Hadha, this. Then the later half of the sentence is telling us about what is this? Haza. What is haza? So haza baitun. This is a house. Then we have huwa talibun. He is a student. Huwa is pronoun. Which type of pronoun? You can write your answers, please. So huwa, which type of pronoun? Independent pronoun, right? So independent, detached pronoun or independent pronoun. And detached or independent pronouns are always rafa. You know it. That independent or detached pronoun are always rafa. So this one again, this sentence is starting with an ism, which is rafa in status. And the later half of the sentence, talibun, is telling about he. Who is he? A student. So the later half of the later part of the sentence tells us or gives us information about the first word, right? Then we have antum muslimuna. You all are Muslims. So again, antum is detached pronoun, rafa status. Then we see alhamdu lillahi. Alhamdu again an ism which is proper with al. So most of, and we know that all pronouns detached, all pronouns are proper ism and all detached pronouns are rafa. So, and over here, this is also proper, right? Let me write it down, the status and the type, right? Hold on. Annotate, then text. Yes. Haza is rafa, and we know it's proper. It's mishara are proper. Then we have huwa, again rafa and proper. Antum, again detached pronoun or are always rafa and all pronouns are proper. Alhamdu, we can see dhamma over here. So this is rafa. This is rafa. And also with al, it's proper. Ar-rajulu, same, rafa and proper. Ar-rajulu fil baiti, the man is in the house. So the sentence starts with the topic or the subject of with the subject. So the man, this, he, you all praises, the man, these are all subject of the sentence, right? Topic of the sentence. And then we have the information about the topic. So ar-rajulu is the topic or the subject of the sentence, and it is Safa because we can see Dhamma at the end, and it's proper with al. Same goes with al-kitabu. Al-kitabu tahta al-maktabi. The book is under the desk. Al-kitabu, again, it's a Rafa. We can see Dhamma, single Dhamma at the end, and al is making it proper. Then we have Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So proper names are proper, and we can see Dhammatan, Rafa, and then proper. Okay, and then we have Jumlah Ismiyah, example of Jumlah Ismiyah starting with harf of nasb. So in that, inna is harf, but aksara is ism. Okay, but because of this inna, this is nasb. So we have like either we have an ism in rafa status, mostly it's a proper, or we have in Jumlah Ismiyah, or we have a sentence that starts with harf of nasb. And also the harf of nasb and the ism that is nasb in a status makes the subject of the sentence. They both make the they both constitute the subject of the sentence. Okay, so so this is few examples. These are few examples of Jumlah Ismiyah. Now let's go down and see what's there. Like this basic structure. What is the basic? You can see the basic structure of Jumlah Ismiyah. Like you already have seen that in Jumlah Ismiyah there is a subject, and then you have the information about the subject. Hada, huwa, antum, alhamdu, ar-rajulu. These are the subject of the sentence. And then you have the information about the subject. Baitun, a house. This is like if I just say like, hold on. If I just say Haza, what Haza? Like what is this? This, if I say Haza, this, what is this? So we don't know anything about Haza, but the later half of the sentence is telling us about Haza, that this is a house. Okay. So that's how the sentence Jumlah Ismiyah structure is there. And now let's learn what are the parts of Jumlah Ismiyah. Parts of Jumlah Ismiyah are Mubtada, which is, let me take the marker or the text over here. Yeah, Mubtada is what we just saw. Mubtada, you can, in English, you can say subject of the sentence. Okay, so Mubtada, then we have Khabar. So the main information that we see in Jumlah Ismiyah is the Khabar, the main information about the subject. And the third part is Muta'alliq bil Khabar. Sometimes there's an additional related information about Khabar, which is called Muta'alliq bil Khabar. Added information. So added or related. Mutallif means related. So there are sometimes added information which is called mutallif bil khabar. Okay. Now another important thing, like in Jumlah Ismiyah, sometimes you find mubtada and khabar only. Like, let me clear these writings and go up. Like in this, you have this mubtada and khabar, mubtada and khabar, mubtada and khabar. Sometimes you have only mubtada and muta'alliq bil khabar, but you don't see the khabar. So the important thing is in Jumlah Ismiyah, mubtada should always, like a Jumlah Ismiyah must always have a mubtada. Okay. A Jumlah Ismiyah, because by definition, Jumlah Ismiyah is the Jumlah that is ism based. So there has to be a mubtada always with at least either khabar or muta'alliq bil khabar. And most of the time in most of Jumlah Ismiyah, you will find all three components, A, B, C, mubtada, khabar, and muta'alliq bil khabar. But sometimes khabar is not there. Sometimes the khabar is not there and muta'alliq bil khabar takes the place of khabar, or it compensate, muta'alliq bil khabar compensate for the khabar. This segment, this part of Jumlah Ismiyah compensate for the khabar which is absent. Okay. Now let's see like few points about mubtada. When we learn about the examples of Jumlah Ismiyah, we learned about a few things like about mubtada. Like we observed that it is almost always rafa, except when Jumlah Ismiyah is starting with harf of nasb. Then the mubtada, the ism of inna is in nasb status. So let's see what are the points about mubtada, important points. We know that mubtada is the topic of the sentence. It's the subject of the sentence. The sentence is about this ism, mubtada. And we also learned that Jumlah Ismiyah should always have a mubtada. Okay. And usually mubtada is rafa in status, or it is nasb when coming with harf of nasb, right? And we also see that usually, mostly mubtada are proper marifa. Okay. And then like if you observe the translation, you will observe that meaning wise mubtada is the part before is in Jumlah Ismiyah. Let me go back to these examples. Like this is a house. This is the subject mubtada. He is the subject mubtada before is. You all is the subject before a variant of is. R is like is. And then all praises, again mubtada before be. So is, are, be are the same. Like grammatically these are the same helping verbs, right? So meaning wise, the mubtada, if you look at the translation, meaning wise, it is the part before is in Jumlah Ismiyah. And then we have khabar. Khabar is the information about mubtada. We just learned with the examples. It is the part after is in Jumlah Ismiyah. And one interesting thing, this is also rafa in status. Khabar is like, you can say khabar is the predicate. Like roughly, if you translate it in English, roughly khabar is the predicate. So, but if khabar is rafa in status. Let me go back and show you. Baitun is khabar. Do you see this in rafa status? Yes, because of the matan. Talibun is again the khabar. Again, it is rafa in status. Muslimuna, una ending combination, rafa. Over here, this is the type of jumla, alhamdulillah, this is the type of jumla where khabar is not there. Lillahi is muta'alliq bil khabar. You'll see inshallah, like whenever we see jar majroor component, jar majroor fragment, like li is harf jar and Allahi ism jalala is ism majroor. So lillahi is jar majroor fragment. Lillahi, whenever you see, let me write it down somewhere. Whenever you see, let me write here. Whenever you see jar majroor fragment, then it is MBK. If you are looking at a Jumlah Ismiyah, then it's a jar majroor fragment, then it's a MBK. And another time, if you see special mudaf, remember special mudaf? Ata, faqa, mama, inda. So special mudaf of time and place. Time and place. Then both these are, if you see these combination, a special mudaf of time and place with its mudaf ilayh, or you see jar majroor fragment in a Jumlah Ismiyah, then it is MBK. Muta'alliq bil khabar. So over here, these three types of Jumlah Ismiyah are the ones where khabar is not there, and this MBK, lillahi, jar majroor fragment is taking the place of khabar. All praises be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So information is, subject is all praises. What is about all praises? So information is belong to Allah. All praises belong to Allah or be to Allah. Then ar-rajulu is the subject, and then again we have jar majroor fragment, harf of jar fragment, fil baiti, which is muta'alliq bil khabar, and it is compensating for the khabar, which is actually hidden, mahzuf over here. Like if if this sentence is saying the man is in the house, it could be mawjood, like khabar could be mawjoodun fil baiti, mawjoodun fil baiti, like the man is there in the house, or it can be, the khabar can be waqi'un, the man is standing in the house, right? So it can be any khabar which is hidden or mahzoof over here. So the same way, next sentence, in next sentence we have which type of fragment? Tahta al-maktabi. Which type of fragment? Tahta is a special mudaf of place, right? Tahta is a special mudaf of place, and al-maktabi is mudaf ilayh, right? So this combination is the MBK, which is taking the place of mahzoof or hidden khabar. Hidden khabar could be mawjoodun واقعٌ, right? So this is about MBK. And the type of sentence in which khabar is not there or khabar is hidden, mahzoof, and you have mutaliq bil khabar, which is replacing the khabar. But most of the time you will see all three components in a Jumlah Ismiyah. Okay. So we learned about points about mubtada. We learned about points about khabar. Over here we were like khabar is the information about the mubtada. It is also rafa in status. Mubtada is mostly proper. Ar-rajulu, Muhammadun, Hada, Huwa, Antum. Mostly proper, but khabar is usually common nakira when it's a single word khabar. Like when it's a single word khabar, it is usually nakira. Or khabar mufrad. If it's a khabar mufrad, then it's a nakira. Sometimes khabar may, as it's mentioned earlier, sometimes khabar may be absent in a Jumlah Ismiyah, in which case it is compensated by mutaliq bil khabar. And mutaliq bil khabar can be a harf of jar fragment or a zarf fragment. Special mudaf of time and place are also called zarf. So zarf fragment. And then points about mutaliq bil khabar. Mutaliq bil khabar is an added or related information about the khabar. It is in the form of a harf of jar fragment or a special mudaf of time and place, or you can call a zarf idafa fragment. And then mutaliq bil khabar for like usually the proper placement of mutaliq bil khabar is after khabar in a Jumlah Ismiyah. So you have, if mubtada is A, khabar is B, and mutaliq bil khabar is C, then the normal Jumlah Ismiyah is like this. First mubtada, then khabar, then MBK, mutaliq bil khabar. So that's the normal way of these three normal placement of these three components of a Jumlah Ismiyah. But for particular reasons, this sequence of mubtada, khabar, and mutaliq bil khabar can be different for different reasons. Inshallah, we'll learn what are those reasons and what are the different combinations of this A, B, and C, mubtada, khabar, and mutaliq bil khabar. One thing we already observed, that sometimes khabar is not there, B is not there, and mutaliq bil khabar is taking the place of khabar. And there are other different possibilities also. So where were we? Yes, mutaliq bil khabar usually comes after khabar in a Jumlah Ismiyah. Okay, so normally we have mubtada, then khabar, then mutaliq bil khabar. Excuse me. Sometimes khabar may be absent in a Jumlah Ismiyah, in which case mutaliq bil khabar potentiates or compensates for it. I hope this much, like you understood well. Excuse me, let me take a pause. Okay, now let's see one important thing about Jumlah Ismiyah. which is invisible is in Jumlah Ismiyah, and it is actually related to when we translate Arabic sentence into English or any other language. So if you see, if you look at the same examples that we already discussed, you see hada baitun. Okay, so hada is this, and baitun is a house. Do you see any is, like any word in Arabic for is over here? You don't see any word, right? The same way, let me take this color. Yes, the same way, huwa is what? Huwa is he. Oh, let me make it blue. Huwa is he. This is too big. Huwa is he, and Talibun is what? Talibun is a student. Oh, let me write it the other way. And then yes, Huwa is he, and Talibun is a student, right? And then we see, but we see is in the translation. Antum Muslimuna, Antum, you all, Muslimuna, Muslims. But it is translated as you all are Muslims. So we see again are over here, which is not there in the Arabic text. Alhamdulillahi, ar-rajulu fil baiti, ar-rajulu, the man, fil baiti, in the house. So, but we can see is over here, which is not there in the Arabic text. So that's an important observation. In all of the these examples, we see is or any other form of is, like are or be. So we can say that as a simple Jumlah Ismiyah is a sentence having the word is in its meaning, right? A Jumlah Ismiyah is a sentence having the word is in meaning. So meaning wise, if you see a Jumlah Ismiyah, you will find is or any form of is, like are or be, right? Also, another important thing that we find the word is only in the translation, but we don't find any extra word in the Arabic text. And this is because the word is doesn't exist in Arabic. So is not there in Arabic. It is invisible in the sentence structure of a Jumlah Ismiyah. So if the Arabic sentence, like if the structure of the sentence is like a Jumlah Ismiyah, we just discussed A, B, C, Mubtada, Khabar, Mutaliq bil Khabar, or any other different forms of this combination. Sometimes A, B, C, sometimes only A and C. A over here. Ar-rajulu is, excuse me, yes. Ar-rajulu is A, which is Ar-rajulu is Mubtada, and fil baiti is Jar Majroor, which is MBK, right? Mubtada and MBK. So we have only Mubtada and MBK. So, and this is again an other structure. So there are these particular structure in Arabic and in Jumlah Ismiyah. If they are in its a particular structure, then is there and it is invisible, right? Is there and it is invisible. Let's see. And there are certain grammar rules that help us locate the invisible is in a Jumlah Ismiyah. Okay, so the structure of Jumlah Ismiyah, in the structure of Jumlah Ismiyah, there are certain grammar clues. And what are they? Whenever we see independent pronouns in a Jumlah Ismiyah, like Jumlah Ismiyah is starting with independent pronoun, which is Mubtada. Just after that, there is. After independent pronoun, there is. Huwa talibun. He is a student. So independent pronouns are usually followed by is. Antum Muslimuna, you all are Muslims. Another placement of is, and another type of jumla is like same jumla ismiya, but if it's starting with a pointer word, if it's starting with a pointer word, and also another condition, the following ism is without al. Pointer word and the following ism is without al, then there is after the pointer word. Look, why the structure of this Jumlah Ismiyah is important. Look, this is Hada Kitabun. Hada Kitabun means this is a book. But if we see Hadal Kitabu, instead of Hada Kitabun, if we see Hadal Kitabu, then that is not a sentence because of the structure. That's a fragment, and we just learned about pointer fragment. Hazal Kitabu, Hazal Kitabu is, we learned, I think, in chapter lesson 16. If it's a Haza and followed by al Kitabu, then this is not a sentence structure. This is a pointer fragment. So now there is no is in between because of this structure. If Isme Ishara is followed by al, then it's a pointer fragment, not a sentence. But if a pointer ism, Hada or Tilka or Zalika, is being followed with an ism without al, then this is a jumla, and is just after the pointer word. This is a book. This is a house. These are pen. And why hazihi? Aklamun is the plural of pen, right? So why hazihi, which is singular and feminine? You can write your answer. Because it's a broken plural, right? Aklamun is non-human, broken plural. That's why hazihi, singular, feminine. Okay, now another thing which tells us that there's a is, and that is proper ism followed by a common ism. Proper ism followed by a common ism. Al-maktabu maksurun. Al-maktabu is proper with al. Maksurun is common, nakira, with tanween. So al-maktabu maksurun, the desk is broken. Al-qalamu jadidun. Again, al-qalamu is proper with al, and jadidun is the khabar, which is common ism. And we also learned, remember we also learned that if khabar is single, then usually it's nakra or common. Al-qalamu jadidun. Al-hajaru kabirun. again proper and common. So al-hajaru kabirun, the stone is big. The rock is big. Hamidun talibun. Hamid is a student. So Hamid again, isme alam, proper ism, and then common, talibun. Al-babu maftuhun, the door is open. So again, proper and then common. Okay, so is after the proper ism, which is followed by common ism. Is in translation is after a pointer word, which is followed by an ism without al. Okay, important is without al. And is after an independent pronoun in a Jumlah Ismiyah. Okay, now the fourth condition, fourth grammatical clue, that harf of nasab and its ism is usually followed by is. Like inna hadhihi tazkira. Indeed, this is the reminder. This is a reminder. So inna harf of nasab, hazihi isme ishara. Hadhihi isme ishara is for ism. And what's the status of this hazihi? Inna is harf of nasb, hazihi. So what's the status of hazihi? It's a nasb because it is ism of inna, right? Because it is fixed, it would look the same. Even in nasb status, it would look the same. So inna and hazihi are mubtada, and is in translation. In translation, is would be after harf of nasb and its ism. Certainly, this is a reminder. And then we have Inna Allaha Ghafurur Rahim. Inna Allaha Ghafurur Rahim. Allah isme jalala is again nasb in status. So inna and Allah, inna and its ism mansoob, these are mubtada, and then we have khabar, and then we have two khabar, ghafurur rahimun. These are not mawsoof sifa, though four properties are matching. These both are properties. But over here, there is no mawsoof sifa, because the mawsoof Allah, if it would be like it would have been mawsoof sifa, then Allah would have been in ismi jalala would have been in rafa status. But over here, the sentence structure is like that. Inna is the harf of nasb, Allah is the ism mansoob, ismo inna, and then both are making the subject of the sentence mubtada, and then we have khabar, ghafurur rahim. Both are khabar and both are common. And is just after harf of nasb and its ism. Another example, inna dika jamilun. Indeed, the rooster is beautiful. Indeed, the rooster over here is, right? Over here, is over here. Is let me change the color. Is over here. Is over here. Is over here. After pronoun, independent pronoun, is there. After isme ishara, is there if the following ism is without al. After isme ishara, is there if the following ism is without al after ism ishara, after a proper ism followed by a common ism. Okay, now the fifth one, and it is now the fifth one, and it is let me scroll this down. Yes, if there is a break in the chain, like chain, why chain? If 2 or 3 words are from the same fragment, then these the fragments, the components of the fragment, like if it's a idafa fragment, then mudaf and mudaf ilayh are changed together. If mawsuf sifa is there, so mawsuf and sifa, they are chained together. If harf of jar and like jar majroor fragment is there, then both are together. You cannot separate them. So you see, if the words are related to each other, forming a fragment, and if you see a first break in this chain, if in a jumla, you are looking at Jumlah Ismiyah, and you see a first break in the chain. Just observe over here this sentence, and inshallah you will see. Ar-rajulu, ar-rajulu, the man, at-tabilu, al-muslimu, mim makkata. Okay. Do you see any fragment over here? Some fragments over here? Do you see, is this ar-rajulu, can it be mudaf ilayh? No, it cannot because of al, right? So ar-rajulu at-tawilu. It's a, which type of fragment could it be? Ar-rajulu at-tawilu. Do you see 4 properties matching? Al, rajulu, proper with al, and rafa, singular, both are, yes, you are right. Mawsuf sifa. So ar-rajulu at-tawilu mawsuf sifa. And you, what about al-muslimu? Can it be sifa too? Do the 4 properties match? Can it be sifa too? Like at-tawilu sifa 1, and yes, you are right. So this is, let me take the text over here, and ar-rajulu is mubtada plus mawsuf, right? Then at-tawilu is sifa 1, al-muslimu is sifa 2. Now min, harf. So do you see a break in the chain? Okay, mim makkatin, mim makkata. Do you see another fragment over here? Min is harf jar and makkata is, yeah, break in the chain is over here. You are right. Break in the chain is over here because ar-rajulu tawilul muslimu, these are chained together in relation of mawsuf sifa. And then there is a break over here, which is, so in translation, is over here, right? Is over here. The tall Muslim man is from Makkah. And again, look, this is the same sentence structure where khabar is not there. Do you see a khabar? Like this is mubtada. All these sifa, because they are chained together, they go in the same bucket. You can assume that mubtada is one bucket. When you come across the these fragments, and fragments, the different words that that are making the fragment, they are chained together. So the chain, they cannot be separated. So ar-rajulu is mubtada, then at-tawilu, it's both sifa 1 and sifa 2 would also go in the mubtada, under the heading of mubtada, or you can say in mubtada bucket. And then you have mim makkata, which is jar majroor. So this is mbk, right? So this is C portion. mbk is the C portion, and this is A. So this again, this sentence is that kind of sentence where khabar is hidden or mahzoof. And then we have another example, and we are going to find a chain, like a break in the chain. Muhammadun Rasulullahi. Do you see a fragment over here? Which type of fragment? Yes, mudaf. Which one is mudaf? You're right. Mudaf, mudaf ilayh fragment is there. Yes, Rasulu is mudaf. Why? Because no al and no tanween, no alif lam. Light, no alif lam, and followed by jar. Allahi isma jalala is in jar status. So this is mudaf, mudaf ilayh. This is the chain, right? So over here in like Muhammadun is the mubtada. Muhammadun is the mubtada of the sentence. Excuse me, let me take this one. Yes, Muhammadun is the mubtada of the sentence, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Rasulullahi mudaf, mudaf ilayh. This is mudaf, right? And Allahi isma jalala is mudaf ilayh. Both are together making khabar. Yes, you are right, absolutely. So the both are together making khabar. And both are chained because they chain together. So Rasulullahi together, two words making one khabar. Okay. So mubtada and khabar. So this is the sentence in which we don't see mbk. Only A component, which is mubtada, and B component, which is khabar. Okay. Let me clear all the drawings and then we go to the next one. Inna zalzalat. This is from Quran. Inna zalzalata sa'ati shay'un azimun. Indeed, the shaking of the hour is a huge, terrible thing. So, inna, harf of nasb. Okay, now tell me, do you like what are the words that are chained together? Inna, harf of nasb. Then zalzalata, ta nasb, right? So this is ismo inna, mansoob, ismo inna, mansoob, ismo inna in nasb status. Then we have as-sa'ati. Zalzalata as-sa'ati. Do you see a fragment over here? Which fragment? Yes, you are right. Zalzalata as-sa'ati is a fragment. Which fragment is this? Yes, idafa fragment. Mudaf, mudaf ilayh. You are right. MashaAllah. So this is fragment, and another fragment is inna zalzalata, which is harf of nas fragment. Inna zalzalata is harf of nas fragment, and zalzalata sa'ati is idafa fragment. Inna zalzalata, by definition, we say that inna and ism forms the mubtada. But because as-sa'ati is changed to zalzalata, so as-sa'ati would also go in mubtada segment. So inna zalzalata as-sa'ati is mubtada together. right? And then we have, do you see another fragment? Shay'un azimun. Okay, let me give you one hint. Try to match 4 properties. Yeah, which fragment? Which combination? Yes, Mawsuf Sifa, mashallah. So Shay'un Azimun is Mawsuf Sifa and they are chained together. And which bucket or which component they belong to in Jumlah Ismiyah? Shay'un Azimun. Khabar. Excellent. Yes, Khabar. MashaAllah. So Khabar. So over here again in this sentence we have 2 components. Mubtada, Mubtada is inna zalzalata sa'ati, and which is Mubtada, and Shay'un Azimun is Mawsuf Sifa fragment, and this is making Khabar. This is constituting the Khabar of the sentence. And where is? For is we were looking that is where there is a first break in the chain. And where is the first break in the chain? After which word is the break in the chain? Before Shay'un. Yes, very good. So break in the chain is over here. So is just after. Inna, indeed. Zalzalata, shaking of the hour. Because as-sa'ati is marifa, that's why zalzalata is also marifa. When mudafila is marifa with al or with any other reason, when mudafila is marifa, then mudaf also becomes marifa. That's why the is over here. Indeed, the shaking of the hour, then comes the is. Okay, this here is the break in the chain. Then comes the is in translation. Indeed, the shaking of the hour is shay'un azimun. Shay'un thing, azimun huge or terrible. So shay'un azimun a terrible thing. So that's how we can find is in to put in the translation. Okay, alhamdulillah. Let me clear all and then we go to the next one. Same construction. Innal Quran al-Karima Hudan. Okay, now you tell me, do you see, what fragments do you see? First you tell me what fragments do you see? Innal Qur'ana. Yes, inna, half of nasb, and Qur'ana is one fragment. Do you see another fragment? Yes, Quran al-Karima. Which fragment? Quran al-Karima. Which fragment? Quran al Qur'ana, nasab. Yes, Mawsuf Sifa. So 4 properties are matching. So this is Mawsuf Sifa over here. In previous sentence, it was mudaf ilayh with inna. Over here in inna, half of nasab, and then it's sifa. So because they are chained together, they all this whole thing goes in which bucket? Which bucket? Inna and its ism. Yes, mubtada. So this whole chain would go in mubtada component, will constitute mubtada component, or will go in mubtada bucket. And then we have hudan, single word, khabar, and it is nakira also, right? Hudan. Okay, so alhamdulillah. And in the Quran al-Karima, indeed, The noble Quran is guiding or guidance, is indeed guidance for us. Yes. So alhamdulillah, let me see what we have next. Okay, let's end our lesson over here, and inshallah the later half of the lesson we'll do inshallah next time. Okay, so if you have any question, you can ask me after recording, and let me stop the recording. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.